Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Frank Perine. This is MF3 Showcase, and I'm with a guest today behind me.
Charlie Morseberger.
Charlie, all right. We also got Yoshi there somewhere. He's sleeping. Let's see if we can see him. Oh, there he is. All right. So, like I've said before, this is not a tutorial channel, so we're just going to draw something today, and I don't even know what I'm going to draw yet. So just hang tight, and we're going to get started and do all that stuff, and we're going to, have fun, and it might be, I don't know, might be Marvel related. I have no idea. But we're going to get ready. There I am right there, and with my shirt on. All right. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to get started today. We're going to hopefully do this in a short amount of time and keep it nice and fast for you. All right. So Charlie is down here from, where are you down from, Charlie?
Bellevue.
Bellevue?
Seattle.
Oh, right next to Seattle.
Yeah.
I only know Bellevue as a,
It's like a bigger city, but it's also small.
Okay. It's a big, small city, right? What do you do up there for fun?
I mean, I have school, so yeah. I have to roll out school with, other activities. I like to hang out with my friends a lot, so
Nice.
I'll go to the park. I'll just walk to the park by myself, meet my friends there, hang out with them,
Oh, that's cool.
play
You
some games with my friends.
do skateboarding or anything?
No, I wanted to get into skateboarding, but I
Huh?
have not.
Your brother does, though, right?
Yep. My brother does skateboarding, and yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
I used to skateboard, but it was like forever ago. If I try to skateboard now, I probably hurt myself. But all right, now I've always liked this character since its inception. So
Alright, I'm gonna try and guess.
you try to
what it
guess.
is
You try to guess what it is.
as you draw. It looks like Spider-Man.
Kind of, yeah.
Spider-Man, but
Kind of like Spider-Man. Now, people that have already known me drawing, they'll notice that, I always do things kind of rough, and that's how I do them originally. They just get the sketch in. Now, this guy, a lot of people draw him different ways. McFarlane was, I don't know if he was the first one to draw him. I think he was. And people draw him different ways. I draw him my own way. And one of the things about that I mention always in this channel is that, when you're drawing something, draw it your own way. No one's like, you're not like, submitting it to some contest. And if you are, that's cool too. But in the end, you should just have fun and do it the way you want to do it. Do you draw at all, Charlie?
not really, no.
No? Have you ever tried?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't draw a lot, but like every once in a while, if I don't really have that much to do,
That's
I'll
cool.
draw like things I already know and practice on them.
Everyone probably knows what this is already. Wow, very iconic. That is Venom. Yep.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean by
Now,
it.
now he originally, the original. I don't know if it's appearance of Venom because it's not the appearance of Venom, but the original cybernet suit, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was originally in Secret Wars. That's where it originally showed up. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next part. Phase 2. I should have like sound effects, like a submarine or something, but I don't know. Oh, and I always like to use thicker lines when I do it. So let's go to that.
Whenever you're drawing and you're like have your hand against the tablet.
Oh, I forgot my little glove. Do do do.
Oh, but does that prevent it from your hand messing with anything else?
Yeah, it prevents from scratching the screen and things of that nature. Also, it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, and it's like smooth. The thing that's cool about this tablet is that this tablet almost feels like a pencil when you're drawing on it.
It looks like a pencil.
Yeah.
Just it feels way more advanced and mechanical.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. It has a nice feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's cool because when you're drawing someone like Venom, of course you have a lot of different challenges. Some of the challenges you have is everything is black, right? So you got to think of that when you're actually drawing it and how that is going to look and how that's going to come out. Now, a lot of artists will draw Venom with the big tongue, and you've seen that. I'm not a big Venom tongue dude. I don't know, never have been. I mean, some people like it, but I'm not a big fan. It doesn't matter if I'm a fan. That's just me. So I hope other people, they see this and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, let's draw Venom." That would be cool. Now, like I said, you could do it different ways because people do it different ways.
Yep.
And you could always, when you're drawing, I think, like I said, you could do it however you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's your drawing.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
So what's the weather like that up by where you live in
When
Seattle?
it was not that great. It got hot like some days. Got to the 70s, 80s, and then sometimes it just drops down to the 60s, 50s, just pouring down rain every day.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. It really does suck.
Well, that's an honest answer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
That's like the worst part of where I live. I don't like the weather. I prefer it to be sunny.
Oh, you're a California kid. That's where you should
Not
be.
really,
No?
because it gets way too hot.
Oh, okay. So you want just like right in the middle.
Yeah, like around 80 to 70. That's a good
medium.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That's a good average.
That's cool.
But that's just me.
No, hey, you like what you like.
Mm-hmm. Could be once in a while it can get a lot hotter, and once in a while it can get colder, but I prefer not to it be too hot and also not be too cold,
Right. No, me too.
It's not me. Because in California it gets extremely hot.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't really get that cool.
Well, it does. It's just in California it's kind of weird because it's mostly warm, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're fortunate in that. When we have anything longer, it's considered like a heat wave or something like that. We just get a little too weird about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to start edging out what we have to do. And like I said, remember I told you I am not a professional. So the things I might doing, you might know the program and say, hey, all you got to do is this. But, I'm in no way a professional at all. And I'm kind of also learning the system as well. So we want to, work on it together here, And I'm sure a lot of people always have advice and they might say, well, Frank, why aren't you doing it this way or that way? And I have to say, hey, I'm doing my own thing. So, dude, R2, really? I know. I told you I was going to draw robots. I just felt like drawing Venom today. I know. He's pretty mean looking, but, he's good in some aspects. There's Venom where he's good. All right. No, just hang out and watch us draw it. Okay. Whew. All right. He's always coming around when it comes to that. All right. So now I'm going to now if you look at it, you're like, wow, it doesn't look like much. right?
Yeah.
Right? And if those sketches in there, oh, it looks so much better. But that's just the way it goes. Now, you can do it two different ways. Sometimes I'll shade everything in, and sometimes I'll actually do like the shapes that I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how I'm feeling at the time. And you're going, what? What is that? But we will see. All right. That one a bit different.
How many Venoms in the world, in like the universe, and like the Marvel universe, do you think there are?
There's a lot of them. Now,
Yeah.
I know a good friend of mine that is just loves Venom. So he could tell you everything about him. There's so many different Venoms now, it's ridiculous. In the MCU. There's, one that's a good guy and he's like a soldier, and then there's another, so the typical Venom that we know, of course, is Eddie Brock, and he is our go-to Venom. He's the guy that, is I've always known as Venom, but there's multiple different ones, and I couldn't even tell you. That's how many there
I'm not
are.
targeting the people with Venom. I'm talking about like the people with the symbiote. Like.
Oh yeah, well there's Carnage, and then there's a girl, and there's all sorts of different 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 Carnages. Carnages. Sounds like a sweater, right?
Different
No.
symbiotes.
Yes, different symbiotes. All sorts of different ones. What? What? Oh my gosh, what happened? Okay. What? Okay, there we go. Something happened. I wasn't connected somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Oh, right there. I found it. Dun 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 dun. We found it. See, I'm not connected right there. Now I am. Okay. Now it's great, man. Back when the day, man, when they used to, I mean, I can't even imagine if I was an inker and I had to ink Venom. It would be insane. I would be like, really? You want me to, all this stuff has to be black? And really? It would be hard to do. At least in my mind, it would be hard to do.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what I'm doing is like I said, don't know if it's the right way, but what I'm doing is I'm creating these spaces and filling them in, and then we'll come back and do more. I just want to get kind of the main black areas out of the way so I can then come in and fill it out.
I'm trying to see it coming together.
Right? That's what I say. And then people say,
it may not look like much, but progressively builds its character.
right. And like I said, like I tell everyone all the time, you do what you like doing. Not everyone's going to like the things that you do. And like I said in my last video, they could just go suck an egg. Well, it wasn't an egg, it was a turtle egg, right? My last one was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love that one, the way that one came out. Definitely recommend going to check that out. I think I've seen it a couple times. I think I'm probably the main one that watches it myself. All right. All right, I think I'm going
It's a
to.
good video. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah.
We'll link it in the description.
Oh, there you go. I don't know how to do that, but we'll figure it out. All right.
I know how to do it. Yoshi's having a great nap.
Oh yeah, he's a napper.
Spider logo's turning out great. Absolutely.
Yeah, Venom's thing is kind of weird because it actually goes up and around his body. So I've already kind of made a mistake. But, hey, but but you guys know that guy. But you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm just having a good time. Glad you're down. You know, you can actually be a guest on my podcast. That's always fun. All right. Do this. In the comics, originally, like I said, McFarlane did a great job. I think he might have been. I don't know if he was the creator, but he was a big person that did Venom. One of the bigger artists. Do you know who Todd McFarlane is? Yeah, he brought kind of Spider-Man back, not from the brink, but he brought him back to for more people to be interested in him. He's the one that actually did Carnage too. The drawing it. Yep. You've seen him in the movie, right?
I haven't actually seen the movie, but I've seen him like the trailer.
Yes, and that is Carnage, which
Have you
is.
seen the movie?
I did.
Was it good?
It was okay. Yeah, it's tough because I think it's gonna all go black. It's tough because I think DC and Sony owns Spider-Man, so you know they could kind of do what they want with him, and I think Marvel's been doing movies for them. Oh wow, look at that, it's looking good. Marvel's doing movies with them, and he's kind of on loan. So they get to like use him, and I think that
I assume if Sony owns,
they own the rights to Spider-Man. So what ends up happening is
Venom too, because they're in like the
same universe, yeah. So what ends up happening is that they have to work out something with Marvel to be able to use Venom and use Spider-Man, but the deal that they made was pretty good because they just, in the end, Marvel would make the movie and they would make all the money from it. That's how it worked out.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Hey, we could do it." Like right now, I don't know where Spider-Man is because they finished the contract with Marvel, so I don't know if we're gonna see him in the Sony universe or where, if we're gonna see him at all, which kind of sucks because I always like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
The Amazing Spider-Man, the one with Andrew Garfield.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, it was actually my favorite Spider-Man actor.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people say that, including
He's underrated.
One of my best friends says the same thing. Says he's the best Spider-Man.
I feel like if you're like in a newer generation like me,
yeah,
most people would say Tom Holland. You know, because most people find him attractive. But
I mean, I think he's good. Don't get me wrong. I think he's good. I don't have a problem with him. I think he's better than Tobey Maguire, and that's just me. I'm not a big Tobey Maguire fan, even though I am in the movie. So I am in the first Spider-Man. I'm in an extra, and actually, there's a point where you could see me during the Unity Fair, which I think was really cool.
Make a big appearance, but you know, he still makes it in the movie. That's amazing itself.
Amazing, I like it. And it's amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I feel like he did a great job. Tobey Maguire, he did a great job.
But you like Garfield better.
Yeah, Garfield. I feel like he just had the most character to it. And the way they like made the universe, the way they did in that movie, just like made me love it even more. I've never seen a movie where like spoilers to the second one if you haven't seen it, which I recommend you go do. But
I think
a movie where they kill off the main protagonists, main characters, girlfriends, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's always funny. That whole, that's what everyone is doing now. Calling them protagonists and stuff like that. And the first time I heard it, I'm like, okay, isn't it just the main guy? But that's what you call him. Okay,
But
so
just the way that they did that just made the movie different than every other movie.
yeah,
They didn't do that in Tobey Maguire or Tom's universe. They just
no,
only did that with Tom, which makes it so unique to every other Spider-Man movie, which is what's so good about it.
yeah. Now you see what I did there? See what I did with all the blackening now. Now I kind of did a lot of that, right?
Took away one of the layers.
Right,
No
right.
more sketches.
Hopefully you guys like it. Now we're gonna do
It's
something
looking amazing so
else.
far.
It's looking pretty good, I think.
But just, I really hope they make an Amazing Spider-Man 3. Because, like, I feel like if they would do that, it would just go crazy. Because after, spoilers again, for the new No Way Home movie, if you haven't seen it, which also you should go see. If you haven't
Yes.
seen it, I'm just very surprised. But, because it's like a really popular movie. But, when Andrew says he said he stopped pulling his punches, which I'm in the movie, which
Yes, I remember that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that means he started hurting people in revenge or
Well, pulling punches means that you hold back. So you're holding back your true punch. So if he's saying he's holding back his punches, what he's meaning is that
killing people.
no, it means that he's not punching as hard as he can. Like he could punch a lot harder. It's like okay, you remember
I guess I never really understood what that meant.
yeah,
I guess no.
like Civil War. You remember Civil War?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in Civil
Yeah,
War,
I've seen it, but yeah.
yeah, in Civil War, Black Widow says that to Hawkeye. She says, you could stop pulling your punches, meaning you could hit harder.
Mm-hmm.
You're just holding back because you don't want to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it kind of means.
He stopped pulling his punches.
Right, that means yes, you're right. That means he's going to hurt somebody.
Yeah,
Or he wants to hurt somebody.
I'm pretty sure after Gwen died, he was like grieving her death.
Yes.
Very like intensely.
Yes.
To the point where he started hurting people.
Which, yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough.
I would say I feel like most people would do the same, but I don't think so.
And that was tough, man, that whole part.
That scene was like really sad,
Yeah.
But I feel like in that moment, that's what made the movie just so much more better.
Oh yeah, because not many times you'll see like a movie studio do that. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool.
It's a very unique, very rare moment.
Yes, and it was.
That stuff happens. It's just you're surprised,
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
It catches you off guard, but then you realize how much better it makes the movie.
Yes.
By doing that.
I agree.
And I feel like that's what most people would say too.
Yeah. Well, because it's tough. Because most of the time when we're watching movies, we never. It doesn't ever seem like they allow that stuff to happen. That's what And in this movie, they did.
Because like in No Way Home, when MJ fell, she fell off. Andrew Garfield did the same thing, and he actually caught her.
That's right.
But since it's a totally different, is it a different studio? I assume they did that because he's trying to redeem himself.
Oh no, I think it's because it was so hard.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was just so hard. I think that whole death. That I think that's why in the movie they allowed him to
actually
catch somebody, because that was the whole thing. It was kind of cool because it's like, oh my gosh, she didn't.
When it showed it in a trailer, so many people were on their seats, what's gonna happen next? It just made the movie so much more better because it was so suspenseful.
Oh, I totally agree. Because I mean, a lot of people when that originally happened, that was like a bummer, dude. That was crazy. A lot of people were like, really?
If they ever do make a third movie to the Amazing Spider-Man series, which really does suck that they only made 2, seeing that, in my opinion, it's the best actor for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was another part of the movie that they were joking around about, in the fact that he really didn't fight anybody in his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't have any good villains, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I guess the Lizard was okay, compared to like Doc Ock and like Mysterio. Like we've never seen anything like Mysterio. Maybe in the
No,
comics, but like in any other movie, no Mysterio,
that is true.
which is rare.
And I'm not a I'm
Same
I
with Loki
Mysterio's
too.
what's yeah, and what's weird about those two characters is that it's tough because in the comic they look goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Mysterio and the Vulture. But they did a real good job at making them look cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Mm-hmm. I
But
agree.
but not Sony and the Rhino. That was weak.
Yeah, like the Rhino, what they did with him and Garfield's
Yeah, he got ripped off.
like only Rhino
That's what I
and like
mean.
Tom Holland.
Well, see, the thing is, what Marvel did, I think that was more unique, that I think was really cool, is Marvel has come to this thing that they just do things different. So if you notice, there was never any origin story for Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
which I think was amazing. Because I mean, who doesn't know how Spider-Man became Spider-Man? You know,
Mm-hmm.
we don't need to see it again. And that was the problem with a lot of these movies, is that they would, even with Garfield's, man, they would go into the whole origin story. Let's find out how Spider-Man became Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like we really need it, you know.
I mean, for some people who have never really seen the movies, for like the first movie, for like the first half, it was really slow because like
True.
we were like building up the origin story, finding out all these different things, and then as soon as it got to like the first half, as soon as the second half started, it just rocketed. It just made a totally big difference.
Yeah.
Like some of the fight scenes are amazing.
So what'd you think of the new one?
The new Spider-Man,
Yeah.
No Way Home,
Yeah.
it was actually pretty good.
You liked it?
I like what they did with like the crossover between all the Spider-Man characters, and I feel
I
like
think that was
everyone
kind of
would
cool.
agree with that because like that was the main reason. Like not the main reason. That was like a big reason why a lot of people watched it because they heard so many things about that.
Well, it also like the other Spider-Man, the cartoon, that kind of allowed them to do it.
Yeah.
What's that one called? The
Miles
Morales.
Morales.
Yeah,
I heard they're making another one of those actually.
I heard that too. Well, it did so well, and it was such a good movie.
Like the first movie, that was like also one of the like I cannot I can't imagine if they made a second like a live action. If they made a live action, I feel like when you make your first movie ever, or like when it's the first movie to a big series, and you make it in cartoon, some people feel like it needs to stay in cartoon to be better.
Really?
Like even if you
I could
reboot
see
it,
that, how people say that.
because like if you make a cartoon and then make a live action, it's not gonna have the same feeling. If that makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense. Well, you
But for
can't
like
do all the same things you
yeah,
could do in a
for
cartoon.
like some characters and like anime and some characters in anime, if you made a live action off that, it wouldn't turn out too good. Cause
I agree.
maybe if it was like something like Spider Man, that is based off a real person. And I know like anime is, and they're all fictional. But I feel like if anime did that, it would just look really weird and sloppy. But if like actual other type movies like Miles Morales did that, I feel like it could turn out really well.
Yeah, I mean, they should be able to do it fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope.
Because like if they made an anime live action, it would look not as good
No,
as
I
an
agree
actual
with you.
anime.
I agree with you.
And then if they did that off I feel like there's always a difference between cartoon and anime.
Yes, I agree.
Because cartoon, I feel like it has more fictional characters, or like kinda. At the same time, anime does too. Because in like anime shows like Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Z,
I
it
like Demon
has
Slayer. That's good.
yeah,
That's a good one.
it's a great anime. It's one of my favorites. But like in Demon Slayer, you know, you'll see him, Tanjiro, having a sword and he's chopping, demons' heads off, and revenge for a demon killing his family. But like that, I don't feel like if someone made, I feel like if someone made that into a actual movie, like a live action movie,
Yeah.
it would definitely not look as good as a cartoon into a movie. Because cartoons have like, a different animation style to it.
Yes.
Anime has like a really,
That's
really,
unique. Yeah.
yeah, it's a very unique type style. Like Demon Slayer has a really good anime team, or like anime production drawing team. Cause like I feel like it has some of the best quality anime.
Oh, I
Like,
totally agree.
cause like I've seen other animes, but just the fact I feel like Demon Slayer is a lot more smoother.
Yes, they have a good team working for them.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll draw one of that guy
You
one
should
time.
definitely. You should
I've done the one girl with the bamboo in her mouth from
Nezuko.
that. That's her name?
Yeah, Nezuko. Tanjiro's sister. I know a lot about that show actually. I was watching the last two episodes of the second season for like the
Did you go to the movies and see the one with the train?
I did not go into the movies for that.
Oh, that was great.
It was a great movie. I did see it on like, anime streaming app. But I didn't
That's
actually
really
like
good.
see it in theaters. Because it was rated R and no one my mom wasn't like, no.
Oh, that's
And then
true.
my dad was like also no. But
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm
true.
pretty sure if the show was TV-14, like I don't think it deserved to be R.
I saw it. And I don't think so either. I really don't think
I
it
get it that it's a
needed to
little bit
be.
gory, like when Rengoku died, like an arm went through his hand and then he died.
Well,
I
that's
guess that's
true.
pretty much. Like I could see it being R-rated,
Right.
but if it's very similar, if Demon Slayer, if the show is TV-14 but the movie is R, I don't understand that. Cause like I feel like if anything, the show is more gory. If the show is more gory than the actual movie, and
Oh, I agree.
because like in the first episode, you see like a bunch of dead bodies in the cistern. Like that's super gory compared to what happens in the movie.
No, you're right.
Yep. And so I just don't feel like if the movies are, I get it. There's no really in between PG-13 and R. Cause like if there was, it would probably be rated that like R is like 17, but PG-13 is 13. So I could see it being like 15 maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like a 15 would, I feel like 15 would fit well. Not TV-14 because it has the word TV in it. And I don't think it would work well. Because like if the show has a lot more gore to it than the actual movie, but the movies are and the TV show is 14.
Right.
I feel like they just didn't really have a choice. It would be way too much if they made it into PG-13. It would be way too much of like if it was 13 and they made it the way it is now. It would be way too over the edge, for most
Right.
people. But then if it's like how do I say this? If it like they really had no choice to make it R.
Right.
Because like if they didn't make it R, then it had to be PG-13. But the thing about PG-13 is that would be worse for PG-13. So it didn't deserve to have the R title, but it also wouldn't deserve to have the PG-13 title. So if they just was like one more rating in between 13 and R,
Right.
it would be there.
I agree.
Because like I feel like they should make another rating for that. Because like if they didn't, I don't know how I would feel about that. Because like I feel like they would have to make another rating for it to be R, and for it to work out well.
Oh, I understand. I agree with you.
Because like if it wasn't R, what else would it be? PG-13.
Well, and it's tough because I think they should really revamp and take a look at that rating system. Because sometimes a movie will say, yeah, it's this, right? When you and me both know that,
It's not.
some
as bad as
games you
that.
play are
Hmm.
worse than the movie that you're watching.
And that's not rated that bad.
That's what I mean. You know,
Hmm.
that's why for me it's like kind of tough because I think they should really kind of relook at it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they did a great job. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
In monitoring video games, they were the first ones to actually do that because everyone was saying that crime and all this stuff was because of video games. So that's why they self-regulated themselves.
Yeah.
And which I think was good. And when my kids were small, I used to use that rating. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. But nowadays, if they use that rating, it's just not the same, you know?
No, it's not.
Because, like, Demon Slayer, great show. Don't recommend it for kids under 13. You know? And I'm under 13, but that was because my older cousin had seen it. And he said it was okay.
Oh, I see.
But, like, at the same time, I don't know. Well, I don't really know how I would say it's bad. Because it's not bad at all. Like, if your parents are okay with okay gore, because I've seen way worse. Like I watched the newest Mortal Kombat with my mom.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's really gory, but I'm kind of surprised she even let me watch. Well, I asked my dad first. He said it was okay, so I watched it with my friend, with the permission of my dad, and then I was talking to my mom about it, and she didn't really care that I saw it, because it was under my dad, who said it was okay with my friends. So yeah, we watched it, and then a little bit later, like we were watching it, not we, but like her and her coworker, or me and her coworker, my other cousin, and my mom, while driving to like a coworker's friend's house for a little bit, for like the night I think, and we were like on the way there, me and her coworker, we were like both watching it. My mom didn't really care, cause like she knows I'm older, so she knows I could handle gore. And it just depending on how you can handle things like that
Yeah,
can depend on what you can handle.
that's
I
true.
can handle that, but like if you're someone who's a lot more sensitive, I don't recommend it.
Right. So, what do you think of this Venom?
Uh, Absolutely amazing. I mean,
I think
I would give it a 30 out of 10.
I think it came out pretty
It
sick,
came
if
out
you ask
really
me.
sick. I'm not even gonna lie.
See how it, and like I said, it starts off, and when it starts off, you're like, okay, that really doesn't look like anything.
Yeah, and then as you get the build up, it just.
Yeah, and then as I get the build up, it's like,
Because I feel like at the
what?
first, it's more abstract. I like the beginning, you don't really see anything, or maybe the viewer doesn't see anything.
Right.
But like as the creator, it changes the entire perspective so much more than the human eye could realize.
Yeah.
Like in just a simple drawing, in a simple scribble, you can make something so valuable.
Yeah.
Like think about it, just like paintings that are worth millions of dollars that may have been like only.
Look at this. That is what a great sidekick, right? I mean, I can't argue with him at all. Let's see. You guys and see what you guys think. Let me back out a little bit. And there is my Venom. And I did that on purpose. How I did the little color because I knew that when I did my white that it would actually blend with and make it like purple. I kind of wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
And it came out good.
Yeah. I like I don't know if that was a mistake, but there's kind of red on the blue and it kind of looks like a reflection.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do.
Yeah, it looks like a reflection.
Right.
That's just crazy.
And that's a mistake. Most of the people that know this program are like, oh, you could do this and you could do that. But like I said in the beginning, this isn't a tutorial. We're just draw and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I think it came out good. I thank you again, Charlie, for coming down and helping out. And it's pretty cool. We will continue to do stuff. And maybe next time would be maybe Star Wars. See, look at that. Me with Yoshi as C3PO, right? That's pretty cool. All right, guys. Thank you again for watching. Keep on watching. Spread it. Tell people about it. And soon, like I said, you'll be able to, as I draw, you can buy these as a digital, and I'll send you the file. All right. And now, like I always say, it is time to sign. All right. So,
Signing's always cool.
all right, here we go. I like signing. And I'm going to do it over here so you can see it. Here we go. All right, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we will see you soon. Thank you, Charlie, for coming on,
Great to be here.
and we will see you guys all soon.